What is going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video, and this is my first franchise video of Madden NFL 21, doing a Face of the Franchise series on the channel as well. Please hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 200,000. And if you do not follow me on Instagram, link is down in the description, but I posted a teaser of the team that I would be choosing for Madden 21. I'm sure to many of you, this is a gigantic surprise. Although, to some of you, you already know. For the Madden 21 cycle, and I have a lot of things planned, our main franchise team, though, will be the Jacksonville Jaguars, featuring Minshew Mania. So again, please hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. I know this video will probably get at least 100,000 views. So many of you guys out there, I am pushing 200,000 subscribers. Every single one helps. And if we're over that by now, when you're watching this, please hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed anyway. And let's go ahead and go over this team. It's an interesting one. It is. Gardner Minshew is, I don't want to say a question mark, but I think that's the reality. He's a 70 overall, but he's also only 24 years old. He does have star development. There are some things to work with here. He's got decent speed. Change of direction, new stat to this game. COD, 79. Not too bad. He is pretty agile, pretty elusive. If you watch him play, his pocket footwork is very, very solid in real life. Now, his big downfall comes to his arm strength. He just doesn't really have the cannon that you'd look for in a franchise quarterback. So, will Gardner Minshew be our guy? Will he not be? That's going to be a big theme of this first season. We'll have to see how he plays. And, of course, I'm not the best player, so he might look pretty bad. Josh Dobbs in there as well with Jake Luton. Yeah, to Oregon State. Leonard Fournette, another question. Of course, he will be one of the highest rated, highest overall players on this team. 83 overall at just 25 years of age. Here's the interesting thing about him, though, is that he has superstar development, which could end up going to superstar X Factor. Tank is his ability. Ball carriers with this ability will break almost any hit stick tackle attempts made on them, which is kind of nice. But when you go ahead and look at his contract, that's when things become a bit more blurry. The lines become blurred. Things become a little bit more strange. He only has 1 year remaining. Do we really want to pay a running back long term? Or is he someone that maybe we even look to trade at the midseason mark, near the trade deadline? Not a whole lot of depth behind him. Chris Thompson, Raquel Armstead, Divino Zigbo. Not a ton there. However, when you go to the receiving core, it's probably the strongest point of the offense. DJ Chark is a breakout star. D.D. Westbrook is a decent player. And, of course, the rookie out of Colorado, Laviska Shenault, has a lot of potential. We'll look to get him a lot of snaps in this first year. It'll be interesting to see how guys play in the preseason that could elevate or de-elevate their stock. Chris Conley, of course, Texas receiver Colin Johnson there. Didn't talk too much about Keelan Cole, but he is in there as well. Now, one thing that this year I think I would wish to be changed is that that was a weird sentence. I didn't like the words and the order in which I said them and the cadence in which I said them. Not too good. But the gold in superstar development and the silver in silver development or star development just looks so bland. It's so like it doesn't pop the way it did in Madden 20. When you look on the offensive line, though, it's not too great. I don't know why Ben Barks' head is so large in this picture, but it is so zoomed in. Cam Robinson, Andrew Norwell, Brandon Linder, AJ Khan, Jamar Taylor. Not his name. It's Jawan Taylor. I don't know why I said Jamar. Jamar Taylor is a corner, but Jawan Taylor. So it's a young offensive line for the most part. Cam Robinson, super young. Jawan Taylor, super young. Andrew Norwell and Brandon Linder are getting a bit older, 28 and I think probably, 27 respectively. He's 28 as well now. AJ Khan's a little bit older as well, at 28 in that range. But yeah, we've got some young pieces in Cam Robinson, Jawan Taylor. Of course, this is a team that brought in Tyler Eifert, had James O'Shaughnessy, and a lot of potential with Josh Oliver. He is someone with some pretty good athleticism, 85 speed to work with. Definitely not bad. Might look to get him involved in the offense in some way or another. But then when you look to the strength of this team, it's on the defensive side of the ball, and it's on the defensive line. One player who is in particular very interesting is Yannick Ngakoue. This is a player in real life that the Jags are apparently looking to trade. because Yannick Ngakoue wants nothing to do with this team. But I'm running the show now. Maybe I do want to give Yannick Ngakoue a long-term extension, or maybe he is a player that's traded very, very shortly into this franchise. Only 1 year remaining. Huge cap hit. Do we want to extend him? Do we want to franchise tag him? Do we want to trade him? Let me know down in the comment section below, as you might play a huge impact in this series as well. Across the defensive line, K'Lavon Chaisson was a first-round pick out of LSU this past year. Dwayne Smoot in there as well. Josh Allen looks like he could be a star, and maybe even more than that with that superstar development. 81 overall. Another guy with some fantastic athleticism, 86 speed, 82 finesse moves, 88 acceleration are some of his strongest attributes. Taven Bryan really hasn't led up to his first-round pick. Al Woods in here. Avery Jones, a good run stopper, but that's about it. Rodney Gunter in there. And, of course, third-round pick in the draft this year, Devon Hamilton. He's a nose tackle, but can he be more than that for us? Who's going to play over who? It's going to be an interesting conversation. Aaron Lynch, I believe, has just retired in real life, so we can just release him off the rip. Cassius Marsh in there as well. When you look to the secondary, there are some strong points. Ronnie Harrison is a good young player. And then C.J. Henderson, another first-round pick from this team. He has hidden development, which means that in order to know his development trait, we'll have to play 500 downs with him. It's either offense, defense, special teams. Obviously, probably not going to play a lot of offense with that cornerback position, but could maybe work him in some capacity as a running back or receiver. It's going to be extremely unlikely. We're going to get most of those downs, if not all, on defense and maybe some on special teams as well. He's in there. Rashawn Melvin, also a new addition to this Jags defense. Trey Herndon, DJ Hayden, and Perry Nickerson round out the cornerback group. And then, of course, we have Gerard Wilson out of Michigan. Good speed. Not too much of a block shedder, but he doesn't really have to be at that free safety spot. Linebacker group is pretty solid. The team brought in Joe Schobert. Of course, Miles Jack is in here. Miles Jack is a beast. Leon Jacobs, Joe Giles Harris. Shaq Cornerman was a draft pick. Now, we do need an upgrade at one of these linebacker positions, although Quincy Williams, there's a lot to work with here. He's at a 69 overall. Nice. Nice merch. You can find link in the description. I came out with merch. You can get nice 69 overall. You can find that in the link. And also Dakota Allen. Now, here's the interesting thing. If we generate the best lineup, you're noticing a lack of one player in particular. And that is of outside linebacker, Telvin Smith. Has been one of the best Jags players over the past few years. And the thing about Telvin Smith, he's not here. And the reason for that is because he has taken a break from football. So that is a big need for our defense, is another linebacker position. And maybe that's somebody playing really well, earning a development trait, increasing their overall. Maybe that's taking somebody in the draft that could really help out this team. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Josh Lambo, one of the highest overall players, if not the highest overall player on this team at 85 overall. Also, superstar development. It's nice to see kickers getting some love, and he is a very good kicker. 96 kick power, 95 kick accuracy. We shouldn't be missing with him, although if you have watched me play Madden franchise before, you know that I will be missing with him. So, tough in advance. And here we have Logan Cook, 69 overall. Nice. And if you've watched me play Madden franchise before, you know that I am the best punter on YouTube. Now, does that mean I can't score on offense and I'm forced to punt the ball regularly? Absolutely it does. But with that 92 kick power, hopefully we'll be able to pin our opposition deep. Not sure exactly who I want returning kicks and punts so far. I think because he's a rookie, I want Laviska Shenault to get a lot of opportunity. And maybe as a return man, he can get those opportunities. When you look at the specialist positions, I probably would prefer to have Rashawn Melvin on the outside and DJ Hayden in the slot. I want Yannick Ngakoue to be a pass rusher if he stays on this team, but I also want K'Lavon Chaisson to play quite a bit. So maybe we'll end up changing this team. Maybe we'll be a 3-4, get more opportunities for more linebackers to play. Maybe Josh Allen has a crazy year, but I think the inside is pretty much how we want it for rush defensive tackles. Taven Bryan could be a breakout star for us. Miles Jack will be our sub linebacker, not Joe Schobert. Our slot receiver, we can keep D.D. Westbrook in there for now. Chris Thompson is a prototypical third down running back. And then Leonard Fournette, of course, in power situations on the goal line, things like that. You know, no brainer for him. So that is the roster. And we have a number of interesting decisions to make. I will end up automating the weekly training. But in order to do that, I believe I need to do some of these drills first. So I need to earn the gold, well, preferably the gold badge there in order to have that lock in for the entire year. So we're going to go ahead and start training and hopefully get those badges so that we can have the max amount of skill points attributed to our players over the course of the year. You just got to throw it where they're not. Let's get that in there, Tyler Eifert. And we should be good to go just doing that the entire time. So hopefully I will catch up to you guys with a gold badge. And I'll see you in a minute. So this pass should be completed. Outside the way. Why did you catch that there, LaVisca? All right, we'll try this again. Of course, as soon as I jump back, the pass is not completed. Why are you jumping outside of the hot spot? This is not difficult. He didn't do this before. And I've thrown it super deep. I'm not sure why. Okay, I'm very lucky he caught it. I'm completely forgetting the goal here. Let me throw it inside a hot spot. I'm just worried to throw it to LaVisca again. Jesus Christ. All right, there we go. I mean, no, Jesus. It's only him, dude. Every time I've done this, it's been successful, except for when I throw to LaVisca Chenault. That's how we do it. Thank you, Chris Conley. So 6 out of 6. Took me long enough, like 3 tries for no reason. And that was just the basics. Okay. So that didn't even count. Phenomenal. Yeah, it's definitely not pass interference, dude. Definitely not. There we go. 5 of 5. Not that bad. I just suck. It's going to be a staple of the series. Not good. If you're coming here for elite gameplay, you're not going to find it. You're not going to find it here. Get after Minshew. There we go, Joe Schobert. What do we do in practice, though? We don't hit the quarterback. It's bad coaching. Up the seam. Get off him. I mean, he just threw it right to DJ Hayden anyway. I guess that counts. Oh, he played that perfectly. There we go. Back-to-back gold medals. Feeling like an Olympian out here. That's all right. We're going to go ahead and continue clearly. So we get a nice bit of XP for all of our young rookies there. And that is going to go ahead and stay locked for a while. Training has been complete. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and automate that. So Scout College players we're, of course, going to have on manual. But weekly training can now be auto. That'll be nice. Quarter length, I feel like 11 minutes has usually played fairly well. Might start out at 10. You guys, feedback, of course, always appreciated in the comment section below. Injury is going to be on, but pre-existing injury can be off. Salary cap, of course, on. All Madden simulation. And I think that is going to do it for settings. So while that does it for settings, we'll check out the schedule, which is important as ever, and team schedule. As you can see, we have Washington football team there in week 3. Big matchup against football team. Yeah, I mean, they're all football teams. Some less than others, like, the Jags, but whatever. Week 1, we're at the Panthers, then at the Bucks, and then we have football team coming to us. Oh, interesting. Falcons following that up in week 4. But what we all care about is the regular season. Week 1, Colts coming on down to Jacksonville. We got our season end home opener. Then at the Titans in week 2. Week 3 is a Thursday night game against the Dolphins. Might have to skip this one in real life. I don't know about watching this one. But week 4 at the Bengals. And of course, if you are new here, I am not a Bengals fan. In hindsight, very poor choice of name. But I liked Bengal Tigers when I was growing up making this name. Starting on like the internet alias or whatever. So I am a Giants fan. I'm from New Jersey. Big Giants fan as much as they suck. The Bengals also suck. So what's the difference at this point? Week 5 at the Texans in Houston, which is actually where I live currently. Week 6, the Lions are coming to Jacksonville. Week 7 is our bye, so that could be a busy time for us. With our bye week, might be able to assess the first 6 weeks of the season and then make a decision on some players getting traded because the trade deadline, this week 8 to 9 window, very quickly approaching after week 7. So that might be a time where we look to trade some guys at the Chargers in week 8 versus the Texans in week 9. Week 10 in Green Bay. And then back-to-back home games versus the Steelers and Browns of the AFC North. Week 13 headed back up north to take on the Vikings before the Titans come back or come to Jacksonville for their second matchup of the year. Ravens in week 15 at Baltimore. Lamar Jackson could be a very, very tough player to stop. Week 16 versus the Bears. And then week 17 to end our season, we take on the Colts in Indianapolis. It's an interesting schedule. There aren't a ton of teams on here that just scream monster. Like, there are some talented teams, the Ravens probably being the best one on the schedule. There are some other solid teams for sure, but overall, not a terribly difficult schedule for what is probably one of the worst teams in the league. Bottom 10 teams, I think you could pretty safely say. They have question marks at quarterback, but maybe not. Question marks at running back, but maybe not. I mean, it's going to be a really interesting franchise series. I'm super excited for it. I hope you guys are as well. If you are new here, please remember to hit that subscribe button, whether you're watching it when it comes out or, weeks, months, potentially even years down the line. Really trying to get that sub count up over 200,000. That'd be incredible. And we've got a lot more franchise, a lot more Madden 21, a lot more rebuilds coming to the channel over the course of 2020. So if you are excited, again, hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And I think that's just going to about do it. There was an Al Woods thing up here. He wanted to talk to us. He was just like, oh, hey, coach, I think you should probably play the rookies in the preseason. I'm like, all right, thanks. I'll take it from here. He's like, hey, Coach Dangus, do what you were already going to do. So I'm like, all right, sick. Al Woods, who's so invested in the future of this team, despite not being involved in it. He's 33 years old. What do you think's going to happen, Al? You're going to get a coaching job with us? Maybe something in the front office? We'll talk later, but I know it's not going to be playing on this team too much longer. I can assure you of that. 33 years old. I think we're probably going to be facing some regression with him. It's going to be interesting to see how regression sliders have been tuned here for Madden 21. And I also think sliders are going to be an interesting thing. It's a little too early to tell what changes we'll have to make, so I think we'll just make them along this series. Everything's going to stay at 50 on all Madden for now, except for minimum player speed threshold, which I've adjusted to 35, and then injuries was already at 25. So these are the sliders. You've seen the team. You've kind of heard my mindset. It's going to be interesting to see what Minshew can do. I'm not the best player, and by the best player, I mean I'm not even remotely good at Madden in general, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Maybe you think I'm funny or funny looking. Either way, as long as you're watching the video, I'm winning. So that is going to do it for this video. I'm super excited for Madden 21. Hope you guys are as well, and I will see you in the next one for longer videos in the future. Take it easy.